So for sure.
Mm-hmm. But let's transition to the second fight on the card.
Sure.
We have a flyweight matchup between David Dvorak, who is 19-3 and is the minus 150 favorite, going up against Raulian Paiva, who is 20-3 and is the plus 125 underdog. What do you see in this matchup?
This is a card of close picks. I'm telling you, man. It starts with that first fight that we just talked about, moves into this one. These guys are going to throw. Dvorak's on a 15-fight win streak. He hasn't lost in the UFC's 2-0, both going to decisions against Espinosa and Silva. Paiva is 20-3. He's got 13 fights going to decisions. He's comfortable going to the judge, but he's a knockout artist too. These both guys come in with 8 KO wins, 7 submission wins for Dvorak, and 4 for Paiva. The way I see it is these guys are going to throw early and often. It goes back to what we were talking about with Hermansson and Edmond. Dvorak throws 4.5 punches per minute. He absorbs 3.1. Paiva throws 4.4, but absorbs 4.8. They both have plus 75 takedown defense. And I don't see this going to the ground despite them having, 11 submission victories between them. But for Dvorak, he needs to push the pace with the strikes. Look to mix in takedowns just to knock Paiva off his game. Make the fight uncomfortable. We've seen that happen for Raulian, that if the fight gets dirty, and his heel's against the cage, it's a little rougher for him. So dirty box, elbows in the clinch, and look to take the back from the cage for Raulian. I think he just needs to keep Dvorak on his heels, and he needs to use that bomb of a right hand. If you go back to his last fight and his fight in the Contender Series, dude is beast. Like, that right hand is loaded. So if he can control the pace, watch that right hand, stuff the takedowns, and have a better weight cut is the most important thing for me. Last fight, he went in a little heavier. He didn't make weight. He won that fight, but he seemed a little slower in my opinion. So if he comes in full camp, full weight cut, great weight cut, he's a dangerous fighter. This was a tough one for me, but I'm going with Dvorak by unanimous decision.
Yeah, you got David Dvorak. He beat Zaka Fatulzadeh by KO.
Good luck with the rest of these
names. By KO punches. He beat Igor Goncharov by KO. He beat Arsen Taigabov by rear naked choke submission. He beat Bruno Silva by decision. And then he beat Jordan Espinosa by decision. He's from Czech Republic. He fights out of Hradev Karlova, Czech Republic. He's 28 years old, 125 pounds. He is 5'5", 68 reach, and then he fights out of All Sports Academy. Whereas Raulian Paiva beat Alan Nascimento by split decision. He lost to Kai Car-France by split decision. He lost to Rogerio Bontarin by KO doctor stoppage. He beat Mark De La Rosa by KO overhand right. And then in his last fight, he beat Zalgas Zumagulov by decision, unanimous. He's from Brazil. He fights out of Santana Amapa, Brazil. He's 25, weighs 129 pounds. He is 5'8", 69 and a half reach, and he fights out of Academia Reunido Nobe Gym. So this is an interesting matchup in itself for me, in the fact that both fighters have they both want to stand.
Yeah.
But they have different styles when they go and stand in itself. You got Paiva. He's usually the aggressor in his fights. He tends to have the height and reach advantage in his matchups for his fights. A thing that I've noticed is he plants his feet and then he attacks and looks to hit his opponent to make them respect his game.
Yeah.
It doesn't move a lot. He just stands stationary. And he puts fear into his opponents. He tends to not move his head and leaves his hands down low. So that's a thing that he has to watch, because when he does that, he's going to be there for the taking for those shots at certain points in time. So I think Dvorak's going to look for the moments when he puts his hands down low. He's basically all offense, no defense. he has a sneaky leg kick that he puts to the head that he uses often. So I think Dvorak would have to watch out for that. He has really good chin, and he likes to scramble all day to keep everyone guessing. Like, when he's not just staying stationary, he's moving around. So when he moves around, that he's not going to attack too much. Whereas David Dvorak, he's a calculated guy with his attacks. He plans ahead of time what he's going to do. So he's more prepared for his fights. And then one of the things I really like about him is he's quick. And then he has his calf kicks are amazing. Like, I think he's going to do them early and often to keep Paiva from moving. So basically, you're going to see a Paiva after the leg kicks where it's going to be stationary a lot because those leg kicks are going to kill him. He's going to get hit a lot. I see Dvorak using those leg kicks kind of like what Barbosa did to Shane Burgos, but his leg kicks aren't as quick. But he's going to do probably a little bit less of a volume than Barbosa, but still a lot. I think he'll put in the 20s, I think, instead of the 30s. And I think the more effective they are, the more he'll use them. But if he starts doing them and then they're not as effective or he doesn't bite on some of them, then I think he'll abandon it. He has really great takedown defense, and then he likes to attack his opponent when he goes for a takedown. Like, when a guy attacks him for the takedown, which Paiva might here and there, he likes to attack him with like an elbow or a knee to the body. He's known for going for those shots. Yeah, he's really prepared with attacking, and that's why he's undefeated in the UFC. He's 19-3, but he's undefeated in the UFC. Yep. But in this matchup, I feel like he's going to do a lot of damage to the body. I don't see a knockout just because of the matchup here. You got a great chin by Paiva, and then you got great legs by Dvorak, but then he's smart. I could see him wearing out Paiva, who doesn't like to move, and then winning by a unanimous decision. I think he'll win all 3 rounds. I think he'll do a lot of volume between the legs and then the striking. Since, like I said before, Paiva likes to keep his hands down low a lot because he's stationary, and then he tries to bribe his opponent into coming after him. Yeah. But I think doing that to Dvorak is one thing. Like, he's a beast. Yeah. You can do it to a guy that's the lower tier opponents because they're not going to be ready for it. But Dvorak's going to be calculated and ready, and I think he can knock him out for that. But I think he's going to do a lot of damage. But Paiva will be able to withstand it. He'll just lose all 3 rounds by decision.
Yeah, so we're in agreement. Yeah, both unanimous decisions. You made a great point when it comes to controlling the fight for Paiva. He's the aggressor. He's going up against a guy who throws just as much as him and absorbs less. Like, that's what we were talking about with this, throws versus absorb. Paiva throws the same amount as he absorbs. So he actually absorbs a little bit more. So if you're going up against Dvorak, who is a striker, who is also really good on the ground, it's a dangerous matchup. This was a close one for me, but I'm happy we're both on the same page. I don't feel confident with any of my picks based on the last 2 weeks in my record, but I like this pick.